Okay, Tadhg, thanks for joining us today and taking time out of your busy schedule anyway to speak with us. And so I suppose I'll just start by asking, the motto of the NHI is caring together. Do you think this pandemic has brought people closer despite the need to social distance?
There's a huge element of solidarity across all of Ireland over the last while. A very challenging time, obviously, since the announcement on the 12th of March, but I think people have listened to the advices, and most definitely, as you say, despite the fact that social distancing, definitely the motto of caring together has definitely rang true across all sectors of society, not least in the nursing homes.
And what was the most uplifting story you've heard from one of your members during the COVID-19?
Yeah, look, there are so many stories, all some very, very harrowing and some very challenging stories, but also some very uplifting stories. And I suppose what I'm hearing constantly is what staff are doing effectively. I mean, the staff are the real heroes and heroines. I know that's said a lot, but it really is true in the nursing home sector over the last number of months. So I think what staff are doing to maintain social connectedness is what I'm hearing. Making sure that people are connected to their families.
To the outside world, yeah.
Exactly, and even doing shopping for people, bringing in, obviously a family are bringing in goods that they would require. Staff are going out, doing the shopping, doing the baking at home, bringing in cards from family members.
Yeah.
And all that. So it really has been. There are so many, thankfully.
It's all the basic essentials, effectively, really, isn't it? Yeah. And how are residents coping with the lockdown restrictions?
Yeah, look, it is very challenging. There's no doubt about it. When we announced visitor restrictions on the 6th of March, now it seems like a long time ago, we did it with a very, very heavy heart. So it has been very challenging. Look, we all crave social connectedness, whether it is in our own families or indeed our wider friends. So it has been challenging. But again, the staff have been working might and main, some activities coordinators, healthcare workers, nurses, making sure that despite the fact that you don't have visitors into the home, maintaining that social connectedness has been a huge part of it.
And what message would you like to give to those who have loved ones in nursing homes?
I suppose to thank them in the first case for their understanding of the situation that we all found ourselves in. I've never dealt with a pandemic before, and hopefully we won't have to deal with another one. Nursing homes deal with norovirus and flu and winter vomiting every year. And they go into lockdown for a short period, but this has been very challenging for families, and I can understand their frustrations at times maybe. So what I'd say to them is a big thank you for your understanding, and also for your support of the sector. The feedback we're getting from members is that people are very understanding and that they are appreciative of what staff are doing. So bear with us and maintain connectedness as well. If you are concerned, pick up the phone, talk to the director of nursing, talk to the owner manager, talk to the staff, and find out a bit more. So despite the fact that you can't get in, communication is still very, very important.
And what is the most significant challenge, do you think, Tadhg, that NHI members have overcome during COVID-19?
I suppose it's important to say that while there's been a huge focus on the health service widely, I suppose the nursing homes have suffered the most. And again, we would have been prepared for that. But I think nobody can prepare you for the I suppose, significant challenges in terms of losing loved ones. And what we have to remember is that people who live in nursing homes live there for a long period of time.
Yeah.
They become part of that community. They become part of that nursing home family. So for a lot of nursing homes, seeing significant RIP rates in some cases has been very, very harrowing. But that said, I think it's important to point out as well that 4 out of every 5 people in nursing homes that have contracted COVID-19 have recovered and made a full recovery. So,
right, yeah, and that's very important. And what have you learned from NHI members during the pandemic?
I suppose the resilience of the sector really is what I would say. Very, very resilient. I suppose just getting on with it really. Society was in lockdown. People getting up in the morning, leaving family members at home. Driving at a time when there was no one else on the road, heading to work. Wondering, what's going through your own head. So definitely the resilience of the sector and the commitment of everybody in the sector to maintaining, I suppose, the quality that the nursing home sector is renowned for at this stage, in terms of ensuring that, despite the fact that someone is in a nursing home, they still need high quality care. and the commitment of those people has really shone through.
Sure.
It's restored my faith in humanity, I suppose, as the old saying goes.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you said before, the harder I work, the luckier I get. Could you tell us a bit more about this?
Yeah, I'm not sure where you picked up that quote, David, but yeah, it's something I have I have two girls at home, and it's something I say all the time to them. So I suppose I think it's true. It's a bit of a one-liner, but it is true. Like if you work hard, you do get the reward. So we've been working very hard as an organisation, and again, it's a team. I'm in the fortunate position as being CEO of NHI. I love what I do, but we have a team of people in the office who work very, very hard as well. So what we're trying to do is ensure that we support our members in the best, to ensure that they can then do what they do well, which is provide high quality care.
And what inspires you personally in your role as CEO of the NHI?
Yeah, look, I suppose there's so many things really, but ultimately it's about, I suppose, trying to leave the organisation in a better place than I found it. I'm very proud of the fact that our members provide care in a home from home to about 25,000 older people across the country. So I suppose what inspires me is what they do ultimately, and trying to, as I say, support them in what they do every day of the week, which is providing that high quality care. Sure. And I suppose ensuring that we can, ageism is pretty rife, I would say, in society generally. And sometimes I suppose I get annoyed when I hear people talking about the burden of aging or the tsunami of older people. I mean, this is you and me we're talking about. It's our parents. Yes. And I remember saying at a conference a couple of years ago that I had news for people. I said to them that you're older today than you were yesterday, and you'll be older again tomorrow. We're all aging. Yes. So I suppose what inspires me really is about how we care for an aging population, and how we value, absolutely, how we value and what they have done for us and what they have done for society at large.
Yeah. And what are the key objectives in the short term for nursing homes, Tadhg?
Look, obviously, in the immediate term is again containing the pandemic and making sure that we redouble our efforts to ensure that for those that are COVID free, to keep COVID out, and for those that are, have had COVID, is to get into a position where they're no longer threatened by the pandemic. So that's definitely the priority at this point in time. I suppose the change of government currently is a priority for us now. We've had very good engagement with Minister Harris over the last while. We have a new minister now, Minister Donnelly, and indeed Minister for Older People, Mary Butler. We've had very good engagement with both of those over the last while. So I think the whole policy framework around how we care for an ageing population and the role of nursing homes both now and into the future. I mean, nursing homes obviously provide residential care, but I think in the future, the role of the nursing home in terms of what I would term complementary services, daycare, meals on wheels, independent living, home care, all of those issues really are about ensuring that the nursing home sector and the role we play is embedded in community care. That's the significant challenge. And I suppose the other challenge is ensuring the financial viability of the sector. It has been very challenging through COVID. We have the Fair Deal review hasn't been published in a number of years. And the whole workforce is the other, I suppose, significant challenge, ensuring that we have a fit for purpose workforce right across the care of the older person.
And what advice would you give your members and the public about the possibility of a second wave, which I know is kind of being discussed a bit much at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, again, I suppose we try and block it out of our minds, to be honest with you, don't we? The second wave would be very, very challenging. I suppose what I'd say to everybody is to adhere to, the public health guidance, because that's what is going to protect us all ultimately. What I'd also say to members and the public is that, the health service has been through a very, very difficult time, and we all need to ensure that we take no action that would endanger the lives of anybody, least of all those working working and living in the health service. So adhere to the public health advices. Face coverings is a big issue, and I think people do need to adhere to those advices. That'll be the big thing. And reach out to people as well. That's the other advice I'd say to people is, look, people have been through a very difficult time. As I said, the resilience of the sector is very strong, but I suppose, have some concerns about, the psychological effects that it has had on people. So we do need to put our arms around each other and around the people who have been through a very difficult period as well. I think that's an important element in terms of how we prepare ourselves for the future.
And how do you see the impact of COVID-19 changing the way nursing homes currently operate?
Yeah. I mean, I suppose there are going to be some changes. No, there's no doubt. I mean, we've actually submitted a position paper to the department and the National Public Health Emergency Team on, I suppose, the new norm, if you like, of care. I mean, nursing home care is by its very nature hands-on, and it always will be.
Yes.
But I suppose we've got to balance, in some respects, the overly clinical environment that we're in danger of going into versus this is a person's home. People that live in nursing home care, that's their home ultimately, and we need to ensure that we try and maintain that as much as possible. So we do need to we're very conscious of that balance between an overtly clinical environment and a home environment.
Yeah. And finally, what can be learned from the nursing home sector that would help businesses reopen in Tadhg?
I suppose, look, the nursing home sector has been open, is always open 24/7.
Yes.
I suppose I'm a positive person by nature. I say to people to be positive, and to look at the glass half full rather than the glass half empty. Trust your instinct. I'd say to people as well. Instinct is a powerful thing. I'd say to people, trust your instinct and listen to those that are around you as well. Take good advice. The next couple of months, and we're entering a period now of a potential recession, and that's going to be challenging for everybody. But if we stay positive, I'd be hoping that we'd be able to come out of this stronger and better. And back to the opening question you asked about, the caring together. I think one of the big positives out of it is the fact that we're looking out more for each other in society. I hope that will stay with us, hopefully, as we navigate our way through the pandemic.
Tadhg, thanks a million for your time today, and best of luck anyway, going forward anyway. Okay, thanks Tadhg.
Thanks David, and good luck to you and all in FCP as well.
Thanks very much, thank you.